Am I the a-hole for favoring my daughter's room choice over my stepson's? I, 34 female, married my current husband, 41 male, 6 years ago. I have one daughter from a previous relationship, Annie, who is 16. My husband has a son from his previous marriage, Sean, who is 19. When my husband and I got married, we bought a 4-bedroom house. We took the master bedroom, leaving 3 for the children to decide between, a large one and 2 smaller ones that made up about the same square footage as the large one. We told the kids, Annie was 10, Sean was 13, that they had 2 options of how we could handle the bedrooms. 1, they could each take a small bedroom and the large bedroom could be turned into a mutual hangout area for them to share, or 2, one could take the larger bedroom and the other could have both smaller ones as their own. Sean, being a 13-year-old, wanted the large bedroom as his own. He and Annie decided that he'd take the larger one and she'd take the smaller ones. I did ask her many times if she was sure this was what she wanted, as she is quite shy, and I suspected Sean had more so told her than asked her, but she seemed content enough with it and it didn't really make much difference who got what in the grand scheme of things. So that's how it was. Now Annie has one of her rooms set up as her bedroom/hangout area and the other set up as her closet/makeup area. She loves it and is happy with the setup. Sean, however, has just graduated high school and wants to switch bedrooms with Annie because he wants to turn one of the smaller rooms into a gaming/streaming room. I presume an idea he got from Annie because she makes makeup and fashion/fashion design/sewing videos in her studio, as she calls it. He asked Annie said no. He asked me, I said ask Annie. He said he tried but she was being unreasonable. I told him this is what they decided and that I wasn't going to force her to change now. He then got my husband involved and they're both angry with me, saying I'm favoring Annie because she's my own child and treating Sean worse because he's not, which, I've known him for half of his life and helped raise him our entire marriage, so that stings a little, even if it is true. My husband thinks that since Sean is an adult, he deserves to have the extra space, but honestly it isn't even extra space, it's just separated and he likes how Annie did it. I just feel like it would be very unfair to Annie to make her switch. Annie and Sean have had a pretty decent relationship, but Sean has been getting increasingly more passive-aggressive with her since this has come up. Am I the a-hole for not making Annie switch? Am I the a-hole for saying that I paid for me and my husband's wedding? Me, 20 female, my husband, 24 male, and our friend were hanging out at a cafe and chatting. Somehow the topic moved to money and my husband said honestly, women are more irresponsible than men about money, and I said what do you mean? I'm very responsible with money, and that's when he said no. Remember when you would always go shopping with your friend and I would have to remind you to save money? I was really taken back by this and it hurt me a lot. I had saved up nearly every paycheck for a year so that I could move to my husband's country and help out financially. I only went shopping with my friend once or twice. So, I said no, that never happened. I worked my ass off and I even paid for our whole wedding. This made him extremely angry and he started causing a scene next to our friend. He kept asking me what the F I wanted to prove and was just cursing and yelling until our friend got embarrassed and left. I never meant for the wedding comment to be hurtful. I was just trying to give an example of how I am responsible with money. Plus I'm sure it was somewhat obvious that I paid for the wedding. My husband's from a third world country and didn't have the money to pay for a big wedding, while I'm from the US and it was easy for me to make that money. I am just mortified and I feel like I can never see our friend again. I might be the asshole because my comment could have been out of line and hurt his pride, but I still feel like he overreacted. He could have at least waited until we got home. Edit, We talked and he said he was mostly mad over me talking about personal things in front of our friend, which is somewhat true. We all know his cousin and we were talking about how she's not the best person, lying, cheating, etc., but my husband defended her a little bit. I asked why he was defending her and we started talking about issues we've had with her in the past. I didn't bring her up, but I did start talking about somewhat personal things involving me, my husband, and her. I also got a little bit emotional and was saying things like yes or no. Do I have the right to dislike her? And pointing fingers at him. My husband saw my tone and attitude towards him as degrading and said I looked at him like he was nothing and was trying to gang up on him. He said that because I brought up personal things in public then I deserved him getting angry publicly and that he shouldn't have reacted that way, but I shouldn't have started it. Somehow the topic moved to money after that and my husband blew up at the wedding comment because he was already mad. I didn't know he was mad about that until now, so I just wanted to add that in and I want to tell his side of the story. Am I the a-hole for not reminding my BF to buy his best friend a wedding gift? So my 22 female BF of 4 years, Jack, 23 male, has a best friend named Jimmy. They have been friends since kindergarten. Jimmy is getting married tomorrow, literally today as it's after midnight, on a Wednesday. We have known this for a year. Jack has asked me at least 6 times what date the wedding is on. I had to remind him to buy clothes, he isn't in the wedding party for some reason, make the hotel reservation, take time off of work, etc. I also had been reminding him periodically to go onto Jimmy's wedding registry and buy a gift. The last time I told Jack, hey, you should check the registry out. He called me a nag. He told me I need to stop acting like his mom, and he will do things on his own time. So I'm like, okay, smile. That was over a month ago. I've never said anything again. He also still never got clothes for the wedding, and he didn't request the day off when I told him to, so now he just has to call out of work and risk a write-up. Before I came to bed, Jack started freaking out to me and telling me that Jimmy is gonna hate him because all of the wedding registry stuff has been purchased except for a couple of dumb little things, but as his best friend, he will be expecting something better than the leftovers. He also is now upset about missing work without notice, and he has to find time to get to the mall to buy clothes tomorrow before we leave, and pull cash out for a cash gift all before 10 a.m. so we can get to the venue. Good thing I made the hotel reservation. Jack asks why I didn't remind him of these things last week. And I said because he called me a nag. So now, I guess I'm being petty. Ike, what do you guys think? Am I the a-hole for bringing my daughter to a water park with a friend instead of her stepsister, my ex's stepdaughter? I took my daughter, 12, to a water park with her best friend last weekend. I'd planned ahead with the parents and we stayed a couple of nights. This was our first time going anywhere in 3 years and it was the first time she got to take someone with us. But given the way things have been the last year, and how good she did at keeping up in school, I wanted to reward her. The trip came up while my daughter was with me. She goes to her dad every other week. He's married and has a stepdaughter the same age as my daughter and 2 stepsons who are 6. My daughter and her stepsister aren't close and it bothers the hell out of my ex. He has tried to sue for more time just so they are forced to be around each other more. And my ex is always asking for more time with our daughter so she can bond better with her stepmom and stepsiblings. I always say no because I never take his time with her from him or her, so he doesn't get to do it to us either. He has always asked that where I can include his stepchilds, and I'll be honest, I don't. For 2 reasons. I normally don't bring other kids, and because my daughter has always asked not to be forced to bring them, her dad has brought it up around her. She said her dad suffocates her with them and she's tired of him always trying to make them close when they just don't feel it. So when he found out her friend came with us to the water park, he was furious. What made it worse was his stepdaughter was in the car when we were doing the exchange and she saw my daughter's friend's t-shirt that she bought there and realized where we'd gone. Apparently she has dreamed of going for years but never got to. Ex told me I should have made her take stepsister over a friend and his wife called and told me I didn't need to flaunt it in front of her daughter. I said I never flaunted it but I wasn't going to make my daughter's friend hide either. They gave my daughter hell for it while she was at her dad's. It makes me question if I am TA for not including her stepsister in this.